Hi, I'm Kate from dailytarotgirl.com and welcome to my Tarot Card Meanings Deep Dive series, where each week we dive into one major arcana card and explore its meanings, symbols, and secrets. So today we are going to be diving into the Star. And I am so excited for this one because the Star is my absolute most favorite tarot card in the whole tarot deck. So I have to admit that doing the prep work for this video was easy and it flowed, and I'm so excited to present this card to you. So the image that you're going to see on your screen is from the Universal Waite Tarot. And before we dive into this card, I want you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be posting these videos every week. And yeah, let's dive in. So I'm going to start by giving you some keywords for this card. So some keywords for the Star are hope, peace, ease, relax, let go, surrender, trust. I know it's a lot of words. Divine cosmic order, and feeling part of the universe, feeling connected to the all. Some symbols to pay attention to on this card are the stars in the sky. That's the main symbol. There's the naked woman. There is the two water jugs that she's pouring out into the body of water. And then there's her whole posture. She's down on one knee. She has one foot sort of in the water, well, kind of on top of the water actually, and the other foot is on dry land. Now this is very reminiscent of Temperance. So I'm going to show these two cards side by side here. And so Temperance, the angel in Temperance is pouring water from one jug into another jug, and the Star is dumping both jugs out. So that action of dumping both jugs out, to me, it symbolizes trust and fully letting go, being able to just let go of everything and trust that you'll be able to get more water at some point. Also reminiscent of Temperance is the one foot in the water, one foot out. The Star is a little different because her foot isn't submerged in the water, it's resting on top. I'm not really sure what the significance of that is, I'll be honest. But I think that that's interesting that there's those two really similar symbols with these two cards. Okay, so as always, every tarot card has a light side and a dark side. So the bright side of the Star is the message is about, relax, let go. Trust in a higher plan. Everything is working out in the way that it needs to. Now, the dark side of the Star is that things will unfold in the way that they need to, but not necessarily in the way that we want to. So everything will unfold according to some kind of great cosmic plan, but that might not be the plan that we have in mind. So I'm going to dive into three key areas of this card, and I'm going to tell you what those key areas are right now, and then we're going to spend some time diving into each one of them, and I'm going to give you journaling questions that you can take away and contemplate. So the first thing that the Star represents is divine cosmic order and our sense of belonging and connection to that divine cosmic order. The second thing that the Star represents is relaxing, letting go, and surrendering. And the third thing that it represents is hope, peace, and ease. So let's start with divine cosmic order. So the Star reminds us that we're connected to the divine cosmos, and we are part of a much bigger picture. We are all stars in the tapestry of the cosmos, and there is an order and a purpose to everything. And all is divine, and everything is unfolding in the way that it's meant to, but maybe not always in the way that we want it to. The Star also reminds us that we belong here, and that we're okay just as we are. Everything is okay as it is. And I think a lot of stress and a lot of anxiety happens when we believe the opposite. So when we tell ourselves things shouldn't be this way, or I don't belong here, or so much change needs to happen in the world in order for me to be okay with things, or I have to change myself and make a lot of big changes before I can be happy and okay with myself. And the star says, nope, that's BS. Just chill out and take a breath. So the star comes to us when we're ready to really stop pushing. When we're ready to stop trying to make things happen, when we're ready to let go of our own plan and kind of surrender our will to the divine cosmic plan. This is not a card of inaction. It's a card of acceptance. And once you embrace reality as it is and embrace yourself as you are, you free yourself up to do truly wonderful things. I can't stress enough how much energy we kind of waste in stressing out about thinking, things aren't supposed to be this way. This isn't supposed to happen. We waste a lot of energy doing that. And so when we free ourselves from that, it frees us up to make real lasting changes and do wonderful things in the world without all that pressure and stress. So some journaling questions I have for you are, the first one is my favorite. So when you say to yourself, everything is as it should be. I am okay as I am. All is well. I belong here. What happens in your body? So if you just stop and say that to yourself right now, and I'm actually going to put the journaling questions in the little info box below this video. I'll also put a link to the blog post version of this video, so you can go there as well and see all of this stuff written out, and you can get the journaling questions that way. So when you say to yourself, everything is as it should be, I am okay as I am, all is well, I belong here. What happens in your body? When I say this to myself, I notice I immediately relax. It's a feeling of relief. I feel like a weight is being lifted off my shoulders. I feel like I can breathe more deeply. And I feel like a space opens up inside of me. I feel like this sense of spaciousness. If you believed this, how would you live your life differently? And this is a really big question to consider. And this is the kind of question you might want to sort of ponder over a period of a few days. This isn't an easy question to answer, but like if you believe that to be true, that everything is okay as it is, I'm okay as I am, I belong here, how would you live your life differently? The next journaling question is, do you see yourself as part of the universe or just existing in the universe? This is a key difference. And I want you to recall an experience where you felt a divine connection to the all, to the universe, to the cosmos, to life. I remember this time when I was 18 or 19, I was a student and I was driving to class one morning, and it was in the winter, it was cold out, it was early morning, I was driving on the highway in my car, and there wasn't much traffic at that time, and I'm driving on the highway and the sun was just coming up, and it was just coming up, and it was this really beautiful like winter morning light in the sky, and over on one side was this gas station and this huge glaring gas station light. And I just remember all of a sudden as I drove past that gas station, I was looking at the at the highway and the lights and the light in the sky, and I just had this overwhelming feeling of well-being and connectedness well up inside of me. And it was so unexpected, and it was such a mundane setting for that huge feeling to come up. You know, there's a gas station, I'm on the highway, it's first thing in the morning. Like, you wouldn't think that you would have this amazing feeling of connectedness in that moment. but it came up. And I always remember that. It's stuck in my head. It was just this really powerful memory of suddenly feeling this immense sense of connection to everything and feeling like I belong here in this moment, in this place. And of course, I don't always feel that way, but in that moment, I felt that, and it was very, very memorable. All right, so let's dive into the second area of the star. So the star represents relaxing, letting go, and just surrendering. So when you feel like you have this sense of connection to the all, to the cosmos, when you feel like you belong, that allows you to relax a little bit. It allows you to let go and surrender. So the star gently encourages you to trust in the universal divine order of things and to really get acquainted with your spiritual nature. While our bodies can be destroyed, our spirit or our divine essence cannot be. And once you really understand that, it really allows you to relax. It allows you to let go a little bit and not take things so seriously. You can let go and you can trust that whatever unfolds in your life, whether it's good or bad or something in between, that you're going to be able to handle it and you're going to be okay in the spiritual sense. When we approach life from this perspective, new vistas open up and new horizons appear and magic starts to happen. So a couple of journaling questions I have for you. Where in your life do you need to relax more? Where could you use more trust and less worry? And what would it look like if you lived your life from this vantage point of having trust, being relaxed, being able to let go and surrender and not be so obsessed with having a plan and sticking to the plan and having things work out in a certain way? What would your life be like if you lived it from that vantage point? So the third area that the star represents is hope, peace, and ease. And this is why I love this card so much. So after the big shakeup of the tower, because remember, we did the tower last week, and the tower is this big, violent shakeup of energy, this rearranging of things. And after the tower comes the star, and the star has this beautiful message of hope, as if to say, you know what? Everything is going to be okay after all. Now, I want to share a story with you about someone that I knew. It was kind of a friend of a friend, and I remember hearing that she had discovered that her husband was having an affair and her marriage was falling apart, and she was just devastated. And then I didn't hear anything about her for a couple of years, and then I ran into her, and she had just gotten remarried. She was pregnant. She was, starting a family. And she was very happy and excited and hopeful. And I just think that's a really good illustration of how she had this big tower moment, but then she's now in this kind of star period in her life where things are working out really well. She has a lot of hope. And she seemed very star-like, like very relaxed, very optimistic, very, chilled out. And I just thought that was a beautiful illustration of, going from the tower to the star. So the star is about embodying peacefulness, hope, and ease. Instead of wishing for this, instead of wishing you could feel this way, instead of trying to make others more peaceful, begin by embodying that peacefulness yourself in small ways in your day-to-day life. So some questions I have for you are, what does embodying peace and calm look like for you? What does that mean to you? If you were going to embody peace and calm, what would you do? I want you to try embodying this for 5 minutes, or maybe an hour if you really want to challenge yourself. So when I embody peace and calm, I like to think that I have a room inside myself that is like my peaceful room. And it's usually kind of blue or green. It's very calming. And I kind of retreat to that room, and then I live in that room. I live my life from that space of peacefulness and calm. And so right now, as I'm talking to you, well, actually, maybe I'll move on to the next question, because what I was going to share relates more to the second question. The second question is, how can you embody the peace and ease of the star in this very moment? So as I embody the peace and ease of the star, I notice I start to breathe more deeply. My belly kind of relaxes. My neck and shoulders, which are usually always kind of tense, start to relax. I notice my breath slows down, my mind is slowing down. I'm noticing there's a bird out in my yard I think it's been chirping this whole time, but I'm just noticing it now. So I become more observant. I feel my feet flat on the floor. I can feel the palms of my hands flat on my legs. And I just feel this spaciousness open up inside of me and around me. And I feel more of a sense of flow and connection with my surroundings, with the room that I'm in. So I'd love for you to share with me what happens when you embody the peacefulness and the ease and the relaxation of the star in this moment. What do you notice? So the wisdom that the star has for us, the wisdom that the star brings us, is that she advises us to stop pushing and trying to make things happen. Stop trying so hard to be different than you are. Stop worrying about your plan. Just let go. It's always good to have intentions and to have maybe a rough plan. Like, think of it as a rough draft that, you have an idea of what you want to put your energy into and where you want to take things, but don't be so married to that plan. Know that there's also a divine cosmic order out there, and your plan might change. So just let go. Surrender to the divine order of the cosmos and trust that all will unfold in the way that it needs to. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had fun diving into the star with me. Again, I'm going to put the link to the blog post version of this video. So if you want to get all the journaling questions and you want to see everything I said written out, I'll put the link just below this video. So thank you so much for watching, and join me next week. We're going to dive into what comes after the star. I believe it's the moon. I think it's the moon, and the moon is so mysterious, and I can't wait to dive into it. So thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next week.